Off-road chili, whole food, plant-based.
We are the Disadvantaged Journey. Come see this great nation with us. Places we never thought we would see. Meet new people living alternative lifestyles and are very like-minded. We eat incredible food on the road and will even give you some tips if you need them. See wildlife in their element as we cross this great nation through all seasons, sights, and weather. Welcome aboard. Your list of ingredients and tools that you will need, as well as the spices, will all be listed in the description of the video, as well as the quantities. So we've taken our diced onions and we put them in the pot, and we just want to brown them a little bit. Now I'm actually not using any oil here. I'm just using a touch of water, and that'll be sufficient enough to brown the onion, which actually gives a lot more flavor to the chili. Okay, so as you can see, the onions are browning nicely. So we're gonna add our diced green peppers to the mix here. And just let them cook just a little bit until they just start to soften. Okay, perfect. So these are just nice and softened a bit. You can tell that they've got some more color to them. Perfect time. Then we're going to add our mushrooms next. And I just sliced the mushrooms because we actually like a little bit bigger pieces, but you can actually chop them much smaller if you don't really like the flavor of mushrooms. They're more just to give some texture to the chili itself. Okay, so we've stirred the mushrooms in, and now we're just going to add our zucchini. Again, zucchini is not added really for any flavor. It's mainly for the texture of the chili, that nice thick chili. Okay, so I don't completely cook the vegetables through. I don't want that. I want them to retain some of the stuff that they have. So at this point is when I'm going to add all our canned stuff. We're going to start with the diced tomatoes. So everything in the can, all the liquid, everything. Now you can get diced tomatoes with spices as well, and if you get the ones with garlic or Italian spices, that gives you a different flavor. Really, really, really good. I'm using black beans, but you can also use basically any kind of beans. Kidney beans are very common, black beans, but what I've done is I always rinse the beans. So these have been rinsed twice, and rinsing actually helps reduce the chance that you're going to have any intestinal gas problems with the beans. So it's actually a very important thing to rinse the beans and drain out all the water. And I don't know why, but I absolutely love corn in my chili. So I'm going to put a can of corn in. And this is just straight, the whole entire can, not drained in any way. There we go. Okay, so here we have it all mixed up and stirred together, and already it's looking delicious, and we haven't even added any spices yet. Okay, so I'm going to start with the spices. I'm not going to measure them. I go by eye, and I put some, and if it needs more, I put some more later. So I'm going to start with about a tablespoon of just regular chili powder. Be very careful if you buy some of the less expensive ones. They'll actually say hot chili powder, and they're super, super hot. Yeah, so that's about a tablespoon, maybe a tablespoon and a teaspoon of chili powder. And I love using Piri Piri sauce. So Piri Piri sauce has a little bit more dry onion, lime, and garlic, as well as a different type of chili in it. So it gives it a little bit different spice, and I use this instead of adding the garlic. and cayenne pepper that I would normally add otherwise. So again, I'm going to put about 3 teaspoons or half a tablespoon, because this can actually give a little bit of heat. And then as it cooks, we might need to add a little more later, but that's all we're going to do for now. So in my picture, I did add salt, or I did show salt in it. Now, I'm trying to make this particular pot of chili a completely whole foods, plant-based chili. There's no meat in it in any way. Just trying to eat healthier, at least a meal every day or every couple days. Whole food, plant-based, and just get a little bit healthier. We are in no way going to move away from meat. It's just not going to happen. But this particular dish, if you're vegan or going whole food, plant-based, this is the perfect dish for you, and it's going to taste delicious. So with that whole food, plant-based, that also means that you stay away from any added sugar, salt, or oil. So hence the reason that I didn't use oil to cook the onion. You're more than welcome to use a little bit of oil to cook the onion if you want to go that route. So one other thing I'm going to mention here is I'm using a ceramic cast iron pan, so it really holds the heat. So what I'm going to do is, after everything and all the ingredients are added in, we're going to turn the heat down to just very, very low. And I'm just going to let this cook for a couple of hours. So I'm going to put the lid on, and we're just going to cook and let it go. Talk to you later. Okay, so about every 20-30 minutes, you're going to want to just check the chili and just give it a little bit of a stir. You can see all the juices coming out here. Now, I did some math on this meal. And basically, this meal is costing $4.58 in all the materials that I just went out and bought to make it. This amount of chili in this pot is going to give us approximately 6 meals between the two of us. So we're looking at 88 cents per meal. Unbelievable. Chili itself, if you buy in the store, it's around $3 or even more per can, just for a small can. And this is 88 cents a meal. Okay, so our chili's all done, tasting fantastic, and we're just gonna serve it up with a bowl of rice. Bon appetit!